Hello guys, in this video I will discuss about hierarchy window. Here you can see this is my hierarchy window, and it's automatically open as I told you in the all previous video. If you are not find this hierarchy window here, so you can open from window option and then go to the general. Then this is my hierarchy, and it there is a shortcut for it. Let's close first this, and there is a shortcut key for you. Just hold the control and press 4, so this window will open. And guys, why this hierarchy window is here? Because the hierarchy window display every game object in the scene means that this is my scene window. So the hierarchy will show you that display you every game object in the scene, such as models and cameras or prefab. You can use this hierarchy window to sort and group game object that you use in scene. When you add or remove game object in the scene view, you also add or remove them from the hierarchy window. And what's the role of this hierarchy window? The hierarchy window will display every game object in the scene, such as model, cameras, or prefab. You can use this hierarchy window to sort and group the game object you use in the scene. And when you add or remove game object in the scene view, and you also need to remove them from the hierarchy window. The hierarchy window can also contain other scene, with each scene containing their own game object, guys. And how we use this hierarchy window, how? So for example, when I open this scene, so you can see that there is a by default two camera and directional lights are inside the hierarchy window. By mistake, if you delete this camera, so you can click on camera and delete, go to the delete. So you will see there is a I have a game scene, so you will see it will show you there is a no camera. Mm, so when I delete, because I deleted the camera, so this game view will telling me that there is no cameras rendering. So how will you get this camera again in your hierarchy? So right clicking on hierarchy blank space, and you can see here camera, and just click on it. So you can see here the error is gone. And this is my direction light. It acts like sunlight. If I delete this by clicking on right click mouse button, and you can delete, so you can see that darkness. Let's first dark this window with C. So guys, you can see that darkness in the scene. So how can you create this hierarchy direction light? Go to the click mouse button, right click of mouse button on black space of hierarchy, and you can see that light. There is so many lighting options are available for direction light, point light, spotlight, area light. Now we need just direction lights, so automatically it adjust every direction and rotation of transformation of this direction. And guys, this hierarchy window use whatever we add in our window, in our scene, so it will reflect on your hierarchy. For example, if I'm taking this prefab, this is my room one. If I drag this prefab into my scene, so this this prefab will also reflect and will show you in hierarchy. So you can see, if so guys, you can see this is my prefab. I just drag into the scene, and this hierarchy will show you, reflect you the my prefab. And guys, you can create you can delete just on click, and yeah. And guys, there are so many options in hierarchy. First, let's click right click mouse button, and first is the cut, then copy, and then duplicate, rename, delete, select child, and UI cameras. And I have told you about the cameras, and I also told you the slide. Now how we create a game object. So you can see that 3D game object, and here you can see there are lots of 3D object. First is cube, sphere, capsule, plane. Let's create a cube. So when I click this cube, so this scene will show this game object. And you can create many objects in the hierarchy. For example, I create a spherical, and let's create more cylinder. And you can see where I'm looking currently, what actually is happening, why it's spawning there. Because if I'm here, so my when I create an object in hierarchy, then it will create in the same place where I'm locating my camera. So let's plane. So guys, you can see here, if I'm going too far, and now if I create any game object, so the game object will spawn on this location where my camera is still. So let's create another cube. So guys, you can see here. Next thing is guys, in the hierarchy, when you click any game object, the next panel is inspector. Inspector will show you the all properties of a game object. For example, if I click on this cube, so how many properties are there? You can see first is transformation, then cube, mesh filter, then mesh renderer, and box collider. So if you can transform, means you can scale it, you can change the position of this cube, and you can scale, rotate, and here you can set the mesh of for this cube, and you can provide any material for this cube. For example, let's apply this material, and there are lots of options. So inspector will show you all the properties of a game object that placing inside your scene or hierarchies. And guys, in the inspector you can short all that game object. So how can you short that? If you can see that top right corner, this option transform child order, you can short all that. If I want to the short this or game object by transform shorting. For example, if I'm creating this object, so if I create new object, that object will to the down in the end of a list. For example, if I'm creating next sphere, so you can see this sphere is come to the end. If I'm short as a alphabetical shorting, so all will short by alphabets. For example, C, 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 then D, and P, and so on. And guys, you can create any empty, and you can create a parent object, game object, and child game object. How can you do that? First, let's delete these game object, and then you can select all the game object at once. So how can you do that? So to do this, just click one, and first let's unsort these, click on this, and then hold shift key, and then press where how many object you want to delete, and here you can just delete all the objects. So we can create an empty, so I create an empty game object, and I can create its child object. So click right click on this game object, and here you can create any game object. So you can see game object, empty game object is a parent, and next cube is a child. You can create subchilds. If I click on cube and then right click on it and create a new game object, for example capsule. So this is a child parent object creating. And guys, if I am selecting this capsule, and if I rotate, yeah, or move, transform this object, so you can see what the, so you can see only the child game object is moving, but the cube that parent is not moving currently. But when guys, I select a cube parent object, if I move this object, then child will also move. So you can see there. And if I change the scale of this object in the transformation, that parent will also scale and their child also scale. And next guys, we have the game object. This is our parent game object. It has only the transformation component, you can see in the inspector. Because this is the empty game object, if you change any in game parent game object, so it will reflect to the child object also. You can rotate here, you can change the positions, y-axis to the z-axis, anything where whatever you want to do. And guys, you can create next thing guys, we will learn in the next tutorial. in detail when we work on it. Thanks guys. If you like this video, please subscribe my YouTube channel.